Hello, everybody watching live on both YouTube and watching live on twitch.tv/Vince Russo live. This is Vince Russo, and I'm here with the great Billy Botti. Billy, I've got to come up with a better system. I got to go back maybe to my Sesame Street days. Bro, I spell your name differently like 10 times a day. Is there a rule, bro? Is there something like there must have been something in school? People had to constantly misspell your name. Is there some type of a spelling rule I can apply to your name?
Which part, the first or the second?
So the first is easy. because that's cool. Like Billi is super cool. That's easy for me, bro. I butcher the spelling of the second name every time I write your name down.
No, I can't give you anything there. I mean, you could put Hattie with an I with a silent B, but that's about it.
Okay, hold on. So Hattie, Hatti, with a B in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to remember that, bro. I like that. I like that.
Pretty thought out on the spot because I've never been asked that question before. I mean, I didn't. Batty actually means. If you say it like that, instead of Barty, just pronouncing it Batty like a lot of kids did at school, actually means gay. So that wasn't like fun growing up.
Wow, does it really, bro? Like,
yeah,
in the UK, it does.
Yeah, it does. So it's
I didn't know that, bro.
Unfortunate because like it was an easy thing for kids to go to where they'd say Batty boy and stuff. But luckily, like I wasn't a victim of bullying that much, or not really at all. But it was mainly just jokes and banter. Because I played sports with all the cooler kids. I was in the soccer team and the cricket team and the tennis team and whatnot. So it was really just jokes. Otherwise, if I wasn't in that, it could have been turned into something that I hate. But it happened to me. It happened to my brother as well. We both got that joke thrown at us, but luckily it didn't bother us.
Well, I like Hattie with a B. I'll remember that. But guys, let me tell you what me and Billy are doing. Billy, I came to the conclusion, bro. Billy cannot do a 15-minute show, bro. Billy's got to do a show. So that's exactly what we're going to do, guys. This is a little tease on Twitter and YouTube for our full-length show. And I kind of named it after Billy and his dirty sheet, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Show, where Billy is going to bring us the news and the gossip, everything happening in the world of wrestling. A lot of people are asking me what's different between this and Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Well, Lions, Tigers, and Bears with Disco, we talk about the news after it's reported. Billy gives us a little glimpse of what's going to be reported before it's ever reported. So this is going to be a little preview of what that show is going to be over on patreon.com/RussoTWC. The show will probably air there on Sunday or Monday. I'm not sure yet. It will replace the Bro Show, bro. So, Billy, my gosh, a lot. I mean, the wrestling world, I think it's fair to say, was turned upside down last week. I don't know if you want to save that for the nitty-gritty dirt show, but what do you want to talk about here? Give me a little crumb here of what we're going to discuss.
Okay, so in regards to that whole situation, I really want to get into it on the show because I'm somebody that's been in the British wrestling industry. I'm also someone that's been a celebrity, and I have completely two different sides of it. Whereas I can see how some of these guys are jerks and they deserve it and got what's coming to them. And I don't like a lot of these guys anyway. So this is going to be a very difficult thing to do. But on the other side of the show, I have to defend some of this stuff because I've been in the industry and I've been a celebrity. And for people to say that the women in this side of things are completely blameless and some of the allegations that are coming out, as much as I want to sit here and laugh at the people that contributed towards getting my Twitter account deleted and some of the British wrestling guys that made my life difficult. The irony is last week I told a story about Vito on the show about how British wrestling was pretty shitty to me. But I can't be that guy. I can't be the guy who just sits there and knows what he knows and goes there and just says, ha ha, all these people I hate are getting victimized and getting found out and everything. That would make me a fraud. So I'm going to talk about the other side of it on the other side of the show, which is going to be on the Patreon or the other side of the brand. One other thing I want to address here.
Hold on for 1 second, Billy. For people that are watching you for the first time, okay, bro, explain to them that celebrity outside of wrestling that they may not know about, especially here in the States. Just give them a little bit of that background so they know what you're talking about.
Okay, there's a lot of stuff that I've been involved in. A lot of people will just point to Big Brother, but to break it down like more thoroughly. Prior to Big Brother, I was modeling, and that helped me get onto the show because obviously it ticks a few boxes. I've had a modeling background, and it fits diversity boxes as well because I'm not white. So I always like to mix things up on that show. So I felt it definitely contributed to me getting in. From there was a parody porn series on a UK TV channel called TVX, Soft Porn, where they wanted to do a joke of how girls get into Big Brother. And it was all along the lines of, oh, if you have sex, you'll get into Big Brother. And I was the presenter of that show. I never did porn, but they chose me as a memorable face. I'm the number one male villain in the history of UK Big Brother. And number 8 hunk.
Well, wait, hold on for a second, bro. I'm throwing a red flag on that. There are 7 guys more hunkier than you. Billy, I want to see these 7 guys, bro. Come on now.
You know what? In my phone, I actually only have the screenshot of where I finished 8th, but I remember their names. I'll try and dig them up. But yeah, I finished 8th. I mean, there's been over 200 people that have done it, so maybe 100 guys. So 8th is okay. But number 1 male villain, 3rd overall. So that's why they gave me the series to be the presenter of. And then from there, I moved on to the wrestling stuff, and I also work over on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, where I'm the head soccer correspondent that I've been since 2014. That's the number 1 sports gambling podcast in the world. The main difficulty I had in that was the main difficulty I've had in wrestling in terms of, how does this reality TV person all of a sudden know about soccer and all of a sudden know about wrestling? Well, the wrestling stuff's easy because I was integrated into the wrestling through my name because they used me. British companies did, WWE did, and I've got friends there, and I've helped set up club nights for these guys because I went on to become a club promoter as well on the side. The gambling stuff was a lot harder because you really need to give out good results for people to believe that you are this reality TV guy. It's kind of like if you look at a show over there like Jersey Shore, all of a sudden the Situation starts selling you betting packages, and you really want to understand what he knows about sports. So sports was difficult, wrestling was difficult, but I have transitioned from that over here. But at the time I did Big Brother, it was at its peak. There was 8 million viewers a night on the show. Therefore, that carried a big celebrity status, especially when where we're all looking at this demographic between 18 to 49. Mm-hmm. 90% of Big Brother's viewership is between 18 and 49. So it's almost every single person who was between the age of 18 and 30 was pretty much watching that show. So when I came out, I had the pick of women between 18 and 30 at only 23 years old. So I can speak a lot about what these guys are going on for. As much as I said, I want to make it clear.
Yeah,
I don't like most of them. I could come on here and be dishonest, and I could bury them, and I could go along with the social justice warriors, but I won't. I want to give an even argument about it.
Okay. All right. So what did you want to discuss here?
What I wanted to discuss here was something that you mentioned in terms of I stumbled upon a show where you were on with Disco and Conan, and despite the fact they came onto the show with Disco and he seemed completely convinced and apologetic, he still wasn't sure on the Conan show if I had the news and was who I said I was. But within the few weeks I've even done this show, we have seen fans enter the WWE Performance Center and have to sign the waivers. That was our story here.
Yeah.
We have seen managers added to the WWE guys. We saw the thing I mentioned with Ric Flair come to fruition this week, and we saw Lana immediately re-added to Natalia. So that was information we got here. And the biggest one, in my opinion, was the Velveteen Dream story, where everybody knew that there was something going on with the Velveteen Dream. And I told you here that the WWE were in possession of a voice recording, which only resurfaced this week because the person who had it decided to go public with it. The WWE had that. I told you right here on this show that the WWE had that and that they wouldn't put the NXT title on the Velveteen Dream. And this week, that recording, which only existed to other people this week, but if you were a brand member, that recording existed to you 2 weeks ago because I knew about it and told you about it here. So I don't know what Disco was. I don't know what.
Wait, Disco's on the phone. Hold on.
Save my crew. I will not abandon my crew. Turn this plane around.
Okay. Hey, Billy, let me ask you something. Billy, how old are you, man?
I am 36 now.
Okay. Billy, how old were you when you were on Big Brother?
23.
Wow. So you were very young. Billy, let me ask you this. Here's what blows my mind about many of these young wrestlers where, you know, I mean, these stories are starting to surface, whether true, false, or indifferent. I'm with you on that, bro. Listen, bro, there are people being outed that I could gloat over right now. I don't do that, bro. That's not my style. I believe in karma. You know, I believe in karma. But Billy, let me ask you something, man. And you were 23 years old. Bro, after the success of Big Brother, okay, and now, you know, you said, bro, you go out in the world and any woman between 18 and 30, I mean, they know you, you're a celebrity, you're a great looking guy. Billy, in the back of your mind, aren't you extra careful now because you are a celebrity and you are a name and people know you and you are in the limelight to being trapped in bad situations or getting yourself in bad situations? Are you more aware of that, you know, after your celebrity, even though you're only 23? Because I'm seeing that with a lot of wrestlers, because I keep saying to myself, do you guys not understand you're in the public eye? So what that means is you've got to be extra, extra, extra careful, because there may be people that may be looking for money or to hang you out to dry. Did that dawn on you, bro, after the show being so young?
It's difficult to get into because if I get into it, we're going to overlap onto a lot of the stuff.
I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that.
But yeah, it wasn't something that became aware to me, something I was that aware of until stuff started happening to other people. One thing I'll say to sort of tease what's coming up on the next part. When I came out of the house, a lot of my friends had done stories in terms of they wanted information about me. I'm on TV. They're on the they went to my like university friends and whatnot and said, "What's he like? Like, what can you give us?" And some of them did cash out. I had no problem with that. Didn't stop speaking to anybody. Nothing was too derogatory. It was just stuff like he likes women, or he's this way or that way, but it was nothing too derogatory. Stuff like he's a passionate Manchester United supporter, and it was nothing really too bad. But the fact is, immediately my senses were heightened by the fact that they had cashed in. They all took their thousands of pounds and cashed in on it.
Right.
The other thing that made me aware, and we were the first ever Big Brother to have this. It was called The Talk, and all the men had to go in for the talk. And the talk didn't exist the year before. And there was a housemate the year before us who had been accused of rape. And we were coached that very first year in terms of how to avoid these in terms of in terms of some things that we could do. Some of it was very basic in terms of making sure that girls were coherent and not putting us into bad situations.
Wow, okay.
Stuff of no means no. And other advice to cover us, even if we had followed all of those basic guidelines, were things such as they advised us to make sure that we contacted these girls the next day to say that we had a good time, and then the text back that we received would be important in terms of protecting us from anything.
Wow. Billy, that is brilliant right there, because like you're telling me this, nobody would have any idea. Billy, it sounds to me like that would not be a bad idea to institute in these professional wrestling companies right now, bro. That sounds like a great idea.
Of course, we're talking about a multi-million pound TV company in Channel 4, terrestrial TV company that covered all of their bases. Because prior to that, you also have to go, and this is for all of the series, even before mine, you automatically have to go for a month of psychological analysis. So you have to go back once a week for 4 weeks to make sure, are you okay? Are you handling the outside world? What's it like? Everybody knows you now. They have to give you that for 4 weeks, and then and that's what they do. But this was an extra thing that we got because of the rape case the year before. And
wow, that's brilliant. I love that, bro, because there should be a class at NXT when they first bring these kids in. They do that in the NFL, bro. They have classes like exactly what you're talking about. Wow, that's great, bro. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, years later, if any kind of casual encounter, I would always send a text. Always.
Wow, that is great. That is great.
I don't think it's particularly saved me from any kind of situations because I'm not as dumb as some of these guys from what I've seen that they've been doing. But still, it was good to have in the bank so that I know later down the line, I'm 100% certain that nothing such as that nature is coming out about me. So.
All right. So, Billy, you want to leave it there so we don't give any more, and we'll talk about this in detail over on the Nitty Gritty Dirt Show?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go over to that show and do that. And also, I want to read out the an email that I received from WWE about Ryan Satin. I don't want to over tease that because I feel that we all got the outcome that we wanted, and that situation is done with me now. As far as I'm concerned, it's all tied up. But I will, shall we say, close the lid on it over on the Nitty Gritty Show.
Okay, cool. Billy, I want to get your plugs in here on YouTube and Twitch. And guys, I'm telling you, this is going to be very interesting from Billy's perspective, who was a celebrity over in the UK. Guys, look at him. And I'm questioning the number 8 hunk. Every week, I want you to bring on a picture of a guy who finished before you. And I'm going to judge. Billy, because I cannot believe there's 7 looking hunks better than you. But guys, check it out, patreon.com/RussoTWC. Billy, I want you to give all your information right here on Twitch and YouTube of what you do. Billy, with the betting sites, I was thinking about you. With all the American sports coming back, do you cover American sports on your site?
Yeah, we have an MLB guy. Nick does the baseball, and I will do the NFL along with Cav, who's doing the Undertaker show with me over on the brand this week. So yeah, we're all involved with the US sports. Plus, there's guys from the Sports Gambling Podcast as well who are experts on the NFL. They do the best NFL show. But yeah, we do the US sport. In fact, basketball is so strong. Like last year, I ended up with a 51-22 record in the NBA. And bearing all those picks are made at where the handicap line is. So it's always an even pick. You have to choose whether you lay the number or not. So 51 right is a massive profit from the NBA, which is what we did last year. So we're looking forward to that coming back. But as I said, there's obviously WWE over there, UFC, and the soccer stuff as well. Actually, since the soccer's come back, I'm riding a 34-8 record as we're doing this show at the moment. So
wow, that's awesome, bro. Okay, yeah. Tell everybody where the site is, bro. Tell everybody where they could reach you, all that stuff.
Yeah, so that's lockbetting.com if you want all the sports stuff. The wrestling stuff does get included with that. But if you don't watch sports, and I know some wrestling fans just watch their wrestling and maybe their UFC, head over to the dirtysheets.com because that's where you can get your package just for WWE betting and UFC betting. And if you just want the news, like the spoilers and a little bit of information like we're giving out here, then that will just cost you $5 a month, under half the price of Meltzer, who's mostly wrong.
Okay, there it is. And guys, you can get this whole show, patreon.com/RussoTWC. Billy's going to get into this, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Sheet. That is it, everybody. For myself and the great Billy Botti, we'll see you over on Patreon.